welcome back. This is Shannon Aller, and I am doing a layout today for International Scrapbook Day, playing along with Mintay papers and the Places We Go collection, which may be the coolest collection in the history of time. So we get to Scraplift today. So I'm going to be using this gorgeous layout as a Scraplift. I like the circular bits. I like that it's backed. We've got all of this dimension. We've got splatters. There are sewing bits, scuffing, so it has all of the things that are going to make something super interesting. The other thing about this Scraplift that I'm really digging is that you can use any collection you can think of and it will work. Any collection, any theme, any photos, it's totally going to work. So I think this was a great pick for a Scraplift. There's these cute little wordy bits here with the fishtail banners. There's florals. We've got some bows. This has chippies on it. It has all of the good. Now, I did spend time already and I cut out all of my little die cut ephemera pieces from the back of that cover sheet, you know, that bonus sheet we get with our collections. And I did that because I have the pre-cut die cuts, but when I'm layering all of the things, I like that little white line around my die cut pieces because I feel like it breaks it up just a little bit more for me. So I'm going to be using also papers number 2, 4, and 5. Now this one I'm going to go ahead and just cut out, not the floral piece, but some of that center bit. Then I'm going to cut circles also out of this amazing wood grain as well as this brick looking paper. Now I am going to just be using some of my kitchen bowls to make circles. And they're my mixing bowls and I know that the sizes go up. So I figured that would totally work to have 3 different sizes. I'm going to use just some white cardstock for my background so that the product really shows. And I also am going to get a little bit of stitching added in. The stitching I'm going to do off camera, but it'll just be really simple stitch lines just like you see in the Scraplift. The photo I'm going to use is this photo of my son. He was recently down in Georgia in the United States on the coastline, and yeah, they sent me this cute little picture of him by a giant anchor. So I went ahead and cut out those circles like we talked about. I did put my background paper onto a mat and then gutted that out and also used that same wood grain paper in my design. Now in our Scraplift, the circles were more to the left. I put them towards the right because my son is facing, you know, his back is to the right side of the paper. So I like the idea that he's kind of looking off into the layout. Now at this point, I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time playing around and seeing where my little die cut pieces might fit. I love the vintage car. I love the camera lens. I like the Instax cameras, the florals. Like literally, I could design with this collection the entire year and be totally happy. That's how smitten I am with it. Because we've got this vintage vibe with it, but it's super fresh at the same time. So yeah, it's an absolute home run how they came up with this. Now I want to do a little bit of a cluster on the left side of my page as well. It's super heavy on the right and I want to balance a little bit. Oh, and you do see my very messy stitch lines. I wasn't trying to be perfect with it because it will never turn out perfectly if I try. So you just go for it, get it on there, and then, you know, it looks that much more handmade. So you see that I've got this nice little cluster going. I'm going to get some of those pieces attached down. Because at this point, my fear is if I don't start sticking some things down, I'm going to bump it and we're going to have some problems. All right, so we have these cute little hearts that totally look hand painted. I'm going to pop 3 up towards the top and then diagonal from that, I'm going to have a couple of those cute little hearts down in the lower left cluster. So I am literally just going through the bits and pieces, and if there's something I haven't used, I'm trying to find a spot for it. I have 2 more sheets of this this paper with these die cuts, and I'm just going to go right back and start cutting them out again. So you guys, all of those pieces are down. I'm loving the way that looks. So, you know, we've got some lump, we've got some bump, a little bit of stitching, that's fun. But I do need to come up with my title. So what I think I'm gonna do is look at my Chippies, but then I went into my 6x8 pattern paper add-on little book, and I found these little butterflies in there. I'm like, oh, I can have something stick up, and that's going to be fantastic. So I'm gonna fussy cut my butterflies, and I'm going to take a look at my title piece. So let's get those butterflies on. Now I have them bent, but I'm going, you know, just so that you can kind of see the little wings fluttered up. I think it's gonna be so cute as an add a little something on this layout. I grabbed the word fun for my title word, and I mixed two different colors of the Kreativa paints. I mixed Breeze and Turquoise to get the perfect match to this collection, and guys, it is such a pretty paint color. Like you see there, I just have a little bit of packaging, both colors on there, and yeah, that way I don't have to do any cleanup. Now I'm gonna use that same paint with just a little bit of water sprayed in, and I'm gonna create some splatters around the clusters, which I think brings it together even more. It kind of brings the background to the foreground and makes it super cohesive. Our inspiration piece had splatters. I mean, it was absolutely inspired. So it was a pleasure to Scraplift. I am having so much fun playing along with everybody for International Scrapbook Day. I hope you guys get involved in all of the challenges. There are some really great ones for Mintay papers. And is there anything else to tell you guys? I don't think so. Guys, you can look at all of the collections at www.mintaypapers.com. And here is my finished layout. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you ever so soon with another video.